For viewers across Africa and the rest of the world, this is NC Continental Prime. I am Benga Aboroa. We begin the news at this hour in West Africa, where the Nigerian government has assured citizens that reforms being put in place, especially in the tax and all sectors, will help revive the nation's ailing economy. Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, made this known while informing citizens of the direction the current government intends to take. He says the government will partner with the private sector to boost foreign and direct investment into the economy. News Central's Marvelous Obomanu completes the report.
Nigeria's economy on the decline in the last few years. Much expectations have been placed on the new government by citizens to get the economy back on track. President Bola Tinubu, while assuring Nigerians of his commitment to transforming the fortunes of the nation, has continued to reiterate the 8 critical areas that the new government will focus on. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy says that this will reposition the nation's economy.
Private investment, and worldwide, there are huge flows of foreign direct investment once you give investors the right conditions.
We want to be the destination for all investors. Big, small, medium, all sizes, so long as what you're doing is legitimate. And we don't want government to come in your way of doing that business and thriving. We want Nigerian companies and businesses to become global.
Although some Nigerians remain skeptical that the policies already put in place to kickstart critical sectors of the economy may not be realizable and end on paper, the minister says that the president is committed to his objective and has ordered all serving ministers to achieve results or take a bow.
He's going to have specific targets, objective measures of performance so that Nigerians can see the targets he set and measure him and the team against them.
He adds that government has identified the tax sector and has already put up an effective and efficient tax team in place to deliver on its objectives. The oil sector reforms is also being targeted to ensure steady oil production in order to boost revenue generation.
If you look at our tax expenditure report over the past 3-4 years, on the average, we're giving away around 6 trillion naira per annum. That's significant. What we have not been measuring enough is the benefit we are getting from that.
The oil and gas industry has huge potential and possibilities for providing all the FX requirements of this country. But you can't do this except you are able to produce and also take it to the market.
The minister urged Nigerians to support the economic policies of President Tinubu.
His key priorities are to improve the lives of Nigerians by providing food security, by ending poverty.
With all these assurances and policies made, what will be going on in the minds of Nigerians will be how will these policies translate into improving their lives, reducing the cost of transportation and the cost of food in the market, plus the general cost of living. Marvelous Obomanu reporting for News Central.
Join us live from Ibadan in southwest Nigeria to unpack this latest development is Sumbo Badejoko, a socioeconomic analyst. So one welcome to you, Mr. Badejoko, and thanks for joining us on NC Continental Prime. Now, Sumbo, President Tinubu's 8-point agenda includes food security, ending poverty, economic growth and job creation, and also access to capital and improving security, improving the playing field for people and companies, and also rule of law and fighting corruption. What are your expectations from these points and the president's 8-point agenda?
It's a very good agenda if properly implemented. These are points that will address our various challenges. But the thing is, the political will must be there, And of course, the government must have the right team in place. When I say right team, I mean a team of people who will key into that vision and who will be ready to also do the right thing. And the followership must also be ready to comply and cooperate with the government. They have started on a very shaky note with the subsidy removal, which has jacked up the price level of commodities across board. Now, the inflation rate is approaching 25% now, which is unprecedented. And of course, we still have security concerns. Corruption cases are still there. And of course, we have so many distractions coming up with the coup in Niger and Nigerian being at the center of it. So all these are problems that the government will have to quickly deal with. Because if you are saying food security, you cannot be talking about food security without physical security. As we speak, half of the farmers have abandoned the farm. And that means that we will be cultivating, producing less than we can consume. So when we are doing that, it means we'll have scarce food items in the market. That would automatically lead to scrambling, which will jack up the price. Because when there is shortage, there will be scramble, and when there is scramble, the seller would have the tendency of raising the price to sell to the highest bidder. So that is the situation that we're currently facing. We need to pursue agriculture aggressively so that we have the raw produce on ground. Then we need to look at the value chain. Then, of course, we cannot continue to import petroleum products. We have energy crisis. These are things that must be on ground before investors will come. No investor will come and set up a company that will be running on diesel or petrol. They will want to use the public power system, which is not available as a speed. I wouldn't know whether you have stable power in your own station, but across board, businesses are suffering because they have to rely on petroleum products, which is on the high side. So the energy crisis must be solved. Whoever is in charge of power, Minister Adelabu has a lot to do to really unravel the mystery in that sector, because it's becoming, what is it called now? A big monster and an embarrassment to the nation. With all the millions of dollars that have been spent in that sector, we are not having any quality thing to show for it. But there's a development because it is not decentralized. The governors too must also see themselves as partners in this whole thing, because they constitute the federating unit. And now power has been unbundled. It is now a concurrent affair, which means Lagos State, for instance, could now set up an independent power and transmit and distribute within Lagos. And they can even sell to other states. But how many of these state governors are actually having quality energy plans? How many of them have energy commissioners in their respective states? So these are things that need to be on ground before you can attract investors. Not just saying, okay, you want to unify the forex to put everybody on the same pedestal. It's a welcome development, but the racketeering has not stopped. You still have this arbitrage episode still going on. We still have the parallel market that we want to try to eliminate, still thriving. So all these things are what the government needs to come out hard, because if you want to fight corruption, there must be a blueprint on how to fight.
Now, Sumbo, moving on. President Yaradua, it's not the first time we'll be hearing about this points agendas. Late President Yaradua had a 7-point agenda. The immediate past President Buhari had a 9-point agenda. And we're still here as a nation. What are some of the most critical issues that this government needs to address in execution of the plans for Nigeria to develop the economy, and what areas should be priority?
Priority for now are two things: security and power. Once you are able to tackle security, you are giving a kind of confidence to investors that will come in to create jobs. We have resilient people in the country that are ready to work. We have the population, which guarantees one, cheap labor, it guarantees ready market. These are things that investors are targeting. But you also need to fix power to be able to create an environment that will be enabling for them to really come and invest. Then you have to give them access to capital. The current interest rate needs to come down to single digits so that even small-scale industries can thrive. Then we need to go in the area of industrialization. If we want to, we have to be a producing nation so that our currency will not be struggling against the foreign currency, because it is not being sought after by those coming from abroad. So these are things that should be the priority of the government, because without security, investors will not be coming in. Even those who are interested, they will be scared away. So you have to tackle security. You have to make sure that the power sector is tackled, because power alone is called power for a purpose. It's not just electricity. There's a reason why it is called power. It is the power to the economy. That is what everything that goes around the economy stands on. That is the substructure that every other thing will be built upon. So it's something that the government needs to prioritize.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time and insight. Simbo Badejoko, economic analyst, joining us from Ibadan, Southwest Nigeria. We do appreciate your time on the news.